I live in Burley, Idaho. I am 60 years old. My relationship with Dave is he has my son's heart, which now he's a part of our family.
Hi, Lori. My name is Dave. My relationship to Lori is I have her son Lorenzo's heart in me. We got to meet here just a few weeks ago. I'm very proud and to be a part of this family.
So our journey started on January 24th. Our son passed away on the 25th. When we got the phone call, we were heading to Boise. We were talking to our son that he wasn't going to make it, our other son. We decided that we wanted to donate Lorenzo's organs. And sorry. After I hung up the phone talking to my son, my husband goes, Lori, he was already a donor. Lorenzo was so proud of being a donor. He said that as soon as he was a donor, decided to be a donor, I should say, he said, Dad, look at my license. And his dad looked at it and he goes, I'm a donor just like you guys. So we went through the journey of finding a donor for most of his organs. In the process, we have met Dave and Lynette. We're going to see them again in May with more of their family as well. We are still looking forward to it. But it just gives me great comfort to know that my son's still alive out there somewhere.
To let you know a little bit on my journey. I mean, this all come upon real quick. Memorial Day weekend, 2018. We were camping. I just didn't feel right. I had a open heart surgery and then it's got infected in January. Seen the infection, did the operation. They said that I could go to the hotel with my wife for the weekend, but they wanted to see me Monday morning, the 27th, just to check it out and make sure everything was good before they sent me home. January 26th, which was my birthday, I got a call from my heart coordinator. She goes, oh, Dave, I was just looking at your paperwork and everything and just noticed that it's your birthday. And so I just wanted to tell you happy birthday. And she goes, I got something else to tell you. We need you in the hospital at 10 o'clock. We have a heart for you. Right about 9:30, I walked over, was at the hotel room right across from the hospital, walked over to the hospital and was transplanted the following day. That's probably the greatest birthday present anybody could ever get. I was up walking the next day. Biggest thing was I wanted to get out of the hospital and go back to work. We sent a letter to the donor family, which, I mean, we didn't know their names or anything, and sent it, told them a little story and how my family wanted to meet him. I wanted to meet him. We didn't hear nothing. Then I got a phone call stating that they had received a letter from the donor family. My 1 year appointment was January 26th for my checkup. We was actually told we could just take the letter home and read it with our family and everything. But I told them that as soon as the nurse left the room, I said, open that letter up. I want to read it. And it was very emotional. We got to start talking with Lori and Al, and we set up a date to meet was for May 8th at Lorenzo's celebration of life. It was funny because like a week later, I was telling Lynette, I says, I can't wait till May. So I called Lori. She goes, I was thinking about the same thing when you called. We met in March of this year. It was like I've known this family for my whole life. It's the greatest feeling ever. They took us around town. We got to meet most of the kids. It was probably the greatest weekend I've had. It's real funny learning Lorenzo's name, and he was a huge Boise State Broncos fan, which I am. And I asked the doctors, how soon can I get a tattoo? I waited the year and went and got a tattoo. I wanted to do this for Lorenzo. It's an honor to have this on my arm, his name on my arm with the date. I mean, it's got, I call it our heartbeat. It has our heartbeat in it, in the tattoo, the day of my transplant date. Through part of his name has a flat line in it. And so it says with you, with the date of my transplant. And then where the flat line's at, it says without you. It's colored in Boise State colors. Our two families have an amazing story. It's like we have known each other for years.
And we had actually received your letter on October 24th. We couldn't wait to open it either. It was very special. We had a card from his mother and father-in-law, letters from his boys and Lynette, grandkids. Just touched us knowing that it went to somebody so good. We feel like we've known him forever. And I told Dave, I said, if Lorenzo could have picked anybody to have his heart, he would have picked him.
I was talking with Lori here the other night. I says, between us, Lori, we have a story that needs to get out there to everybody.
Do you want to tell it?
The day that we met and Lori and Al was taking us around town, at the end of the day, we went to the cemetery where Lorenzo is at and went to the headstone, was looking at it. Lori asked me, Dave, I've got stethoscopes, can I listen to Lorenzo's heart? So we stood by the gravestone and she listened to Lorenzo's heart for the first time. That was real emotional. I remember the day after my transplant, I could hear the heartbeat, and I haven't heard my heartbeat in years. One funny thing I remember too, with the doctors were having a hard time getting my blood pressure regulated. I asked my surgeon, I said, Christy, why are we having such a hard time getting my blood pressure situated? He goes, well, it says, just one thing to remember, Dave, we just put a Ferrari in you. My son from Arkansas was there, and he says, so what you're telling us is you put a Ferrari in a Pinto.
After the cemetery, we went to dinner with he and Lynette, and then we came back to our house and visited a little bit. Kids all came and grandkids came. Lorenzo comes from a large family. He's got 6 brothers and sisters. The kids were listening to the heartbeat, the ones that wanted to. Some still are a little reluctant to listen. The ones that got to listen to it is very touching, very emotional. Lorenzo was just this big teddy bear. He's 27 years young when he died. He looked out for the underdog a lot. And in my eyes, donating his organs were not even, it was going to happen one way or the other. I feel very strong about that because people deserve that chance. And if Lorenzo wouldn't have done what he did, Dave wouldn't be here. I mean, we'd love to have our son here, but we're grateful that it went to him. And it's given me some peace that I've really needed.
We got a picture of Lorenzo. He's right in our living room with our kids and our family.
He loved the Cowboys and Broncos. That was just, everything that he loved about football was those 2 teams.
I had my doctors ask me if after the transplant, if I felt any type of, like emotions or whatever from the donor. And I said, you know what? He says, I said, it's really weird because I started watching Cowboys football this last year, and then Lorenzo is a huge Dallas Cowboys fan. Now I'm going to have to be a fan of 2 teams. The more I thought about it, I was like, oh, that's kind of crazy. I mean, I got into watching Dallas Cowboys.
When Dave and Lynette were heading home after we got to visit in March, Lynette sent me a text and she goes, hey, we're listening to reggae music. Actually, on his headstone, right in the middle, Bob Marley's, the words to 3 Little Birds, it's every little thing going to be all right. And we also have the Cowboys star and the Boise State, but we also have the donor symbol on there as well. When you got the phone call about the heart, can you kind of describe the emotions?
That was real emotional because, like I said, it's the greatest gift anybody can receive. I was starting to give up. So I sent some pictures up. You've got one of the pictures of my grandson holding my hand and walking into the hospital. And that's pretty much describes that night right there. I'm going to be around to watch my grandkids graduate.
Yeah.
So thank you.